this is really potent. It's not gritty, and especially, you know, it's one scoop. I know it's good, but is this the best value multivitamin for kids with autism? Or is it just another expensive powder? I've been asked by parents to find really good multivitamins that are a good value, that don't break the bank. So it is after drop time on this. Let's find out. Hi, I'm Dr. Teresa Lyons. I'm a Yale University trained scientist and autism parent, and I teach parents like you the cutting edge science of autism so that you can make the best decisions for your child based on quality information. All right, what is this? This is called Equazen VitaSpectrum. It is an unflavored powdered multivitamin made by Claire Labs. I bought this. This is not sponsored whatsoever. It's designed for children 4 and up, and it's really targeting those with neurodevelopmental differences. So the goal is to fill common nutrient gaps and support brain development and offer better absorption of key vitamins and minerals. So this is a multivitamin, but there definitely is a focus on neurological health. So it's like a multivitamin plus. All right, let's check out the ingredients. That's where it all matters. And this is where VitaSpectrum starts to stand out from, let's say, your typical basic multivitamin. So it uses methylated B vitamins, so like methylcobalamin and methylfolate. And those are the active forms, so your child can actually use them. You don't need to process them and have an enzyme to convert them to be used. And this is important if your child has any MTHFR mutations or issues with methylation. In here there's also choline, which is very nice. It supports memory and brain development. And there's also nutrients for methylation like TMG in here. There's no iron or copper, and some parents like to avoid that. Some like to supplement individually on its own. So it's good that there's no copper or iron in here. There's quite a bit. Label's quite big. Vitamin D3 and zinc and selenium, they're here at decent levels. And they're to support immune resilience and reduce oxidative stress, which is great, because a lot of times in kids with autism or with sensory or immune dysregulation, some of the oxidative stress can be elevated. So if you're giving a multivitamin, right, this is a general approach. It's nice to have small amounts of the nutrients in there that do that. There's also K2 in here. And it's really essential to have K2 when you're taking D3, right? Because you want to put the calcium where it belongs, into the bones and not the soft tissue. And that's a lot of times what happens if you take a lot of D3 but without any of the K2. K2 is naturally produced in the gut, but again, with kids with autism, there's dysbiosis many times, so supplementing with the K2 certainly is beneficial. Then there's also things like Biotin, Inositol, Bioflavonoids in here. Inositol is good to help with anxiety, and things like this are typically not included in your basic multivitamin. So that's why this is robust. It's kind of like a multivitamin plus with a focus on cognition. All right, let's see how it tastes. So it is unflavored. It is a powder. It definitely has like a yellow orangey tinge to it. A serving is 1 scoop, and it says to dissolve it in like 6 ounces of water, which I have here. So, here we go. So basically just floating on the top right now. Got a spoon. Let's stir it up. So definitely it changes the clearness of the water into cloudy. And it has that orangey look, but there's definitely like that vitamin-y type smell. All right. That's not that good. I wouldn't say, I don't know, the smell just kind of, the smell for me makes it taste. Let me do it again. All right. And it's definitely on the thick side. Like, I know the label and I know all the goodness in the label, but it's definitely not flavorless, but it might be more from the smell. I don't know. I think that's going to be a tough sell to drink that, because I don't kind of really want to drink that. And I know it's good for me and all that stuff. I think putting it in water is not going to work if you have a picky eater. They're going to know something is different. The smell is definitely strong, so I would put that in some food. You could probably put that in eggs easily. Definitely you could put that in like pasta sauce, gluten-free pasta, of course. You could put that in like hummus, things along those lines. You could probably put a little bit of honey, a little bit of maple syrup, maybe make like a little bit of paste. You don't want to go overboard with the sugar if you were trying to hide it. I don't think it would be an easy sell to just drink that. It's really more the smell. It just kind of, I don't know, it smells like that vitamin smell, and for some kids they don't like it, which is fine. So it's definitely potent. I mean, if you needed to get that in and it was like, okay, I can only get one thing in my child, that wouldn't be a bad place to start. This isn't a sponsored review. Parents have asked me to review multivitamins, and on the label, this is a great multivitamin. It definitely has a lot more than you would expect in a multivitamin, so I think that is a really great advantage of it. I just think it needs to be in food rather than liquid. The cost is great. So this costs $30. It is in my full script. If you want to check it out there, it costs $30. This is a 30-day supply. So that is a great value, especially for what's on the label. I would definitely say that it is an opt if you're looking for a robust multivitamin that has high B vitamins in a powdered form. It is technically unflavored, but I would say it definitely has a flavor. So if the only thing you could do is put it in liquid, I don't think it's going to work well for your child. But if you think you can hide this in some food, it definitely would be worth it if that's the profile of the multivitamin that you're looking for. If you've tried Equazen VitaSpectrum, drop a comment and let others know how it went. Like, what did you put it in? And if you're still deciding, I hope this helped make that choice a little easier for you. Bye.